Hello, my name is Thomas Eckler, and I'm going to guide you through a short getting started tutorial using the Dolittle SDK to set up an event-sourced tiny little app as a tutorial. This tutorial is available on our websites on Dolittle.io /docs/tutorials/getting started. So I'm starting out with a totally empty VS Code running in a dev container right now, just to have a totally reproducible output. If you like to use dev containers, this is what you're going to need. You need .NET, .NET 7 in this case. We want Docker available. And just for convenience, I have installed one extension which lets me generate grids. Okay, so let's start a terminal here. So I'm now in the getting started directory, and I'm going to create a new console application. This console application is going to be a small taco shop. We're going to have one event. We're going to call it dish prepared. And we're going to show that we can handle that event and do something with it. In our case, we'll just log it to the console. And also that we can connect to our Dolittle runtime through the client exposed in the SDK and push such events. Okay, so let's start a new console application, .NET new console. This creates a console application with a program CS and a CS project. We're also going to, let's just run it to show you. And that should print out hello world. Yeah. We're going to add the Dolittle.NET SDK to this one. So that's .NET add package Dolittle.SDK. That will download that package from nugget.org and install it. Since this is a totally clean dev container, which means totally clean machine, it needs to do some housekeeping first. But you should see it added here in the project file shortly. And there we go. The Dolittle SDK is now added. I can still run my application. That hasn't changed at all. Now the application doesn't do anything yet. But what we wanted to do is to connect to a runtime, which is a Docker image that we provide. It's available on Docker Hub. And this will handle the event store and any communication between applications and all that kind of stuff. We do need to have that running to get this demo up and running. So I'm just going to start that in the background in case it needs to download lots of stuff. So that is a Docker run command, and I'm opening the ports 50,053 and 51,052. This is how the SDK contacts and communicates with the runtime. I'm also opening the standard Mongo port, which is on 27017, because my image is Dolittle runtime and then the latest with this tag development at the end. The development tag means that you are getting a container image that includes Mongo. So let's just let that do its work in the background while we start creating the actual program. So this is the program that .NET generated for us, the .NET CLI. And this is where we're going to actually call things from. But I want to create a new file here, and I'm going to call it my Taco Empire. Let's add a namespace to this, just because I like that. And I'm going to call it getting started .taco empire. Usually I would have separate files for these kinds of things, but for this demo, I'm just going to go with one file. So let's create a event here. I'm going to call it dish prepared. So I like my events to be records. Records fit very nicely with events. So record dish prepared. And it's gonna have a couple of strings. So we need the name of the dish and we need the name of the chef who's going to make the dish. For the SDK and runtime to uniquely identify things, it needs identifiers on them. So we tag this with an event type tag, and we just give it a generated GUID. This means that if I ever rename the dish prepared, it would still be the same event. Okay, and I'm going to also handle any occurrences of that event. So for that, I want a event handler, and I'm going to call it the dish handler. This is where you would build stuff up in your database or send messages to external services, anything like that. Public class dish handler, and I'm going to also tag this with the event handler attribute. And again, I'm just going to give it an ID. So the SDK and runtime can know uniquely what it is. So in order to be able to handle an event that's happened, you need a handle method. That can either be a public void handle with the event type, dish prepared, and an event context. Or it can be a task. So you can actually do async things if you want. Not going to do any async here, so let's just keep it at void. Yeah, and what I'm going to do, I don't want to include any databases or anything fancy in this short video, so I'm just going to log it to the console. Let's say that the chef will now prepare a dish. So whenever a dish prepared event happens, the dish handler will be called and it will be given the dish prepared event and an event context. And in this case, it will just log that to the console. So that's our event and the handling of the event. Now we need to actually insert that event somewhere. So let's go back to our program CS, which is the, I'll put this one on the right hand side so you can remember that we're going to use it. But let's remove everything here because we don't want that. And start up a new host. Var host is, and then we create a default builder for that host. This is standard.net. And non-standard is that we will tell it that it's going to use Dolittle. This will set it up so that it can connect to the runtime. And we're not going to do any more configuration with this simple demo. So now we're just going to build the host. And then we're going to start the host. And then we are going to get an instance of a Dolittle client from the host and use that to insert an event. So we're going to create an event and put that into the event store. That will cause the dish handler to be woken up, and it will get that event. So let's get the client. And we can get that from the host. Get Dolittle client. And now we want to insert a event into the event store. Dolittle is a multi-tenant system, so we need to tell it which tenant to insert it for. The tenant will be part of the event context, but Dolittle also gives you access to various databases and data storages, all tenant separated. So you can pretty easily set up a multi-tenant system. In our case, we're not going to do multi-tenancy here. We're just going to use one specific tenant, and let's just use the development tenant. So I'm going to go to the Dolittle client, and I am going to get the event store for the tenant ID development, which is a predefined tenant. And for that tenant, I'm going to commit a event. That event is going to be a dish prepared event. And the dish should be the Bean Blaster taco. And I want the chef who's going to prepare it to be mystery taco. I also need to tell the SDK who sent this event, what's the source of this event. In this case, it's my application, and I'm just going to say this is my taco shop application. So that should now connect to the event store and create an event that we have defined, insert that for the taco shop, and that should in due time cause the dish handler to be woken up. It will get that instance of the dish prepared, and it should write out the chef, Mr. Taco, will now prepare a Bean Blaster taco. That's what I expect. And let's just wait for this to stop. So, and let's run it. As you can see, we have we have downloaded the runtime. Let's verify that it's running. Docker PS, you can see that it's running. It's called heuristic Shockley in this case, and it has our expected ports open. So .NET run. Connecting to the Dolittle client. Let's try that again. Maybe I opened the wrong ports or something. Ah, I see the error. I marked this as an event type, not an event handler. And there we go. Let's try that again. Yes, and there we go. And as you can see, I have now started this several times. So several instances of dish prepared was put into the event store, and they were all given to my dish handler as soon as it came online. But if I start it again now, a new Bean Blaster taco dish will be prepared and given to this dish handler. It will only get the latest one because it has already handled these. Let's demonstrate that. Yes, we got one of these. Okay, that's our very basic start to using the Dolittle SDK. Thank you.